Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back for episode 2 of Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. The last episode ended with a pretty big twist. You know, the outcome of his first bout with Matthew Patel did not go the way it has in previous adaptations or the original. Now, someone pointed this out in the comments, and honestly, it kind of blew my mind in the moment. It's definitely something that went over my head when I was watching the reaction. I thought it was just simply a little nerdy little throwback to kind of give us a different kind of awkward conversation with Ramona that's different than the ones that we had either in the book or in the live action film. It actually has a little bit of a meta representation of what is happening here. So when he's talking about the two Sonic shows that were both going on during the 90s, one was darker, one was edgy, one was a jokey childhood, bright and colorful chili dog commercial basically, but both of them starred Sonic the Hedgehog. Both were voiced by the same actor, but they were both very distinctly different, and they were on at the same time. They coexisted. In a way, this is doing that very same thing. The original source material, the film, all of that still coexists, and they are also using the same actor who played the same character in a different iteration, but both exist simultaneously, but they both have very different stories at their core, which is pretty evident by the end of the last episode that they're going to be doing some things a little different. I expected some things to be tweaked and shifted around for the adaptation, maybe a couple of things to kind of update it and kind of show where Bryan Lee O'Malley is now as a person. And that very much so is taking things to a level I didn't quite expect just initially. So I'm excited to see what they do with this. So we're going to go ahead and hop in, guys. I don't know what to expect at this point. But if you want to see the full-length reaction, you can check that out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, gets you access as well. It will be in watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up the time codes from reaction to the entire episode. Over there, you also get to suggest and vote on what movies to react to each month. We got an active poll right now going for December's movie, so go check that out. We also got monthly Q&As, behind-the-scenes footage, trying to make it worth your while, so you're going to support the channel. But at the end of the day, guys, I'd really appreciate it. If you enjoy this reaction, at least leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if not already, because it really does go a long way with helping these videos out here on the channel. And with that all said and out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into episode 2, A League of Their Own. Here we go. We're starting right back here.
I won! Huh? What are you doing? I won! That means you and I are free to get back together. Right?
That's not how that works,
Those are the rules of the league.
Yeah, that's not her rules.
Hey!
Wow, we're really lingering in this.
You guys leaving? Is there an after party? What's going on?
Wow. Yeah, what is going on? Oh gosh, Knives is going to be real confused right now.
Where did everybody go? Is the show over?
There was no show. The bass player was punched to death.
Did you say punched to death? As in to death?
No.
Yes, those are the words I said.
Oh my god. What is going to happen? Oh, dyeing her hair. Damn, man. I guess that explains the title. Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. Except more like knocked off. They killed his ass. Episode 2, A League of Their Own. Oh, we're not having a funeral for him, are we? Is it just like his change in a casket?
I can't believe he's gone.
It's not a surprise, really. He was always taking on high-level enemies.
Yeah, but he always won.
Nobody wins forever.
The house does. Like casinos?
Oh, come on, Neil.
I'm gonna sit next to someone else.
No.
Hey, you're the girl that got Scott killed, right? It's good to meet you.
Oh,
Ramona.
that's one way to put it.
I guess now I'll never know if we sucked. Which is kind of nice. Just wish it were under different circumstances. Miss you, pal.
No. Oh, she's wearing his coat. Oh.
You. What are you doing here? You killed Scott Pilgrim! Did she say killed? This is juicy.
I don't know if that's fair.
Fair? You're responsible.
This has got to be the most dramatic funeral I've ever been to.
It doesn't get more dramatic.
Or does it?
Oh, wait, no. Is it Gideon? No. Envy. Oh, shit. Dude, this is a lot to take in right now, man. I wasn't expecting, like, I didn't expect like a 1-to-1, you know, as much as I would have liked that, like I said before, but I didn't expect things to be like completely different. Like, this is a whole new story, pretty much.
She's the lead singer of my favorite band of all time.
I thought we were your favorite band.
Oh, well, they're my favorite real band. Sex Bomb's my favorite band that isn't real.
Oh my god, rude.
I'd like to thank you all for coming out.
But
to see
also
me.
accurate.
As you all know, I briefly dated Scott Pilgrim in my pre-celebrity life.
We didn't all know!
And even though he was the least important chapter of the book of my life, and even though I don't remember much about our relationship at all,
Oh, wow.
I thought I'd sing a song in his memory.
I will remember you.
Oh my god.
But I can't sleep. I'm standing on the edge of some.
Huh. I mean, deal's done, right? So what's the point? Or wait.
Dear Evil X, all 7 of you are cordially invited to a very special evening.
What? Location, Gideon's secret lair.
Did I just get invited to my own lair?
What is going on, dude? Step on my corpse. Please just be the change.
I'm sorry, Scott.
What the fuck?
New York City, America.
There's Lucas Lee.
Mr. Lee, I'm a huge fan.
Tell me something I don't know.
Chris Evans. Nice.
Todd.
Lucas.
Brandon Routh.
Your toes in the waters of the acting game.
I've had a few auditions.
Let the pros do the pro things.
Vegans have perfect photographic memories. I could memorize an entire script. Just like that.
I don't even read the scripts anymore. I just say the first thing that pops into my head. It's called being in the moment.
Is that why half your lines in your last movie were, "Let's party"?
Don't know. Didn't watch it.
Nice.
Drinks, let's party.
Oh my god.
Why'd you bring us here, Gideon?
I didn't. The person behind this event remains
He
a
didn't
mystery.
invite them. Number 1.
Who invited the robot?
No one did, for it is I who did the inviting.
Oh!
Matthew Patel!
He invited them! Cause he won?
Robot's with us. The first one we ever built. We call him Robot 01. We gendered him too, male. He's our special little guy.
The Kanyanagi twins.
This party was curated. No +1!
Huh.
See, none of you took my request for cocktail attire seriously.
I don't even know what that is.
I thought it meant there'd be drinks. I was right.
He let this win really inflate his ego, it seems like.
I, Matthew Patel, defeated Ramona's new boyfriend and got nothing for it.
Ramona has a new boyfriend?
Had.
His name was Scott Pilgrim, and I punched him into the next life.
Scott Pilgrim? The random Canadian guy whose funeral was inexplicably attended by Envy Adams?
If we win, we don't get Ramona. I flawlessly defeated her precious little Scott, and she still turned me down.
Gasp.
You're the lowest ranked Evil X. Why do you think you'd get the girl? You were fighting him, so I'd get the girl.
Wait, that's your plan?
Oh.
And the rest of us get nothing?
Yeah, pretty much.
I think this league needs a new direction.
You really think I'd just hand the league over?
No, I think I'll fight you for it.
Oh my god, this is insane. Dude, he's gonna fuck you up.
This is a joke. You're not worth my time.
Sounds like somebody's scared.
What did you just...
Nothing's ever scared me. My nickname in school was Fearless. I wore no fear shirts every day.
What the?
Like those shirts were a lie, bro.
They weren't a lie.
Then it's time for G-Man to put his fists where his mouth is.
All right, I guess we're throwing down. Evil X v Evil X.
Fine. These are my terms. If you win, you can take it all. The League, my empire.
It's almost like this is like a what if Scott lost to the League? What if story.
I accept those terms.
Then it's time for you to be reunited.
God, again, the music is so good in the show so far.
Gideon Graves versus Matthew Patel.
Wow. Choreo's pretty solid so far.
You're messing with the CEO, pal.
Come on, girls!
Yo. Ooh, whoa. Oh, got some scuff on you there, buddy.
Oh, I'm just getting started. Fly, girls! Full court press!
Wow. Jeez, man.
Still think I'm a loser?
I do.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Time to take this fight to the next level.
I love the Triforce is just literally everywhere. Yo, yes.
Patel!
Surprise!
Wow.
You're a D+ fighter, too!
Whoa, whoa. What the? Not that one.
End of the line.
God. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You're mine.
Oh my God, Patel's gonna fucking win.
This is what we in the business call a reversal of fortune.
It's over.
What happened in this world to boost him up like this, dude? Holy shit, he's on it like...
If I could just have your signature right here, Mr. Graves.
What's this?
The result of this fight is legally binding. Everything of yours now belongs to Mr. Patel.
Wow, what the hell?
My empire? My league? My lair? My home? My underwear?
Those were the terms.
Fine.
Wow.
Do it! Put me out of my misery!
No, I want to put you into your misery.
live with your failure.
This is my league now. I'm the main character.
What the fuck?
Here's to the new boss.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Betrayed by all of you. Lucas Lee, Todd. Twin. Other twin.
Wow. You didn't even bother to memorize their names.
Wait, Roxy. I never properly appreciated you before. You have something the other exes don't. Should join me.
Vagina?
We could be a league of two.
I don't need a league to get a girl. Have a nice life, loser.
I'm so gonna have a hard time unpacking this right now. I'm sure it'll make sense once we get through the whole story, but like I'm just so befuddled at the moment. In such a good way though. Aww.
You look like you're dying. Let me get you a blanket. Scott?
What?
He's alive!
What the fuck? Oh my god, dude. What is going on? I'm starting to like wonder like too this shift of like removing Scott from the story like this. Early on, because like the original, like the story is him going through all of her evil exes, him fighting to get the girl in the end, the one he actually feigns over in the end, while along the way just learning about himself, to fight for himself, to understand and live with the mistakes of his life, challenging himself the entire way. And we just cut that story off right now. My presumption at this moment is because the idea of like, you know, we were very much so front and center in Scott's perspective throughout every other iteration of this series up until this point. And I'm not sure, maybe the extent of it, maybe right now, maybe I don't know yet because we don't know what the story is going to entail right now. If the story was trying to make peace with who you are in the end, be comfortable in your own skin, accept and own your past mistakes, but learn how to, you know, accept every side of you, the good, the bad, the ugly, and move forward and do things for yourself in the end. You know, if everything was about realizing your own worth and your own life in the end, this kind of right now, and this could be change in the next episode. It could change the farther we get into this. But right now I'm just thinking like, what is this trying to say right now by taking Scott out of the picture in the first episode? It's almost like, you know, we have this funeral for him. These people show up, you know, we have these snarky comments here and there, but everybody that he cares about shows up. Hell, even Envy shows up. But then she also throws out this line about how he was such a small, insignificant part of her life that she barely remembers, which is, again, I don't remember too much, but I don't feel like that was ever really the case. To me right now, I'm kind of wondering if this is going to be a tale, like maybe Bryan O'Malley was like, hey, I fully realized what I wanted to do with Scott. Maybe it's the other characters in this world that I didn't get to, you know, give or breathe enough life into. Maybe some of these exes deserve their own revelation, their own kind of redemption in a way, their own self-healing, because they're all very wounded, especially considering the fact that they would go out of their way to form a league of people who are upset to kind of go after this one girl they all dated that they just ended up, you know, being scorned by, lost, and all this kind of stuff, and that it just, you could see that it just weighed on them in a lot of really unhealthy ways. Maybe also sharing that perspective of what was it about Scott that everybody else actually gravitated to, what made them his friends, what made them, like, it's making me wonder, it was like, how would the people in my life feel if I were gone? You know, would they remember me? Would they care? Would they be upset? How would me being absent from life affect their lives? So in a way, I'm wondering if this is our way of showing that to kind of breathe life and maybe add some more depth to the characters that didn't quite get the spotlight when Scott was our our primary focal point throughout every other iteration, from the live action to the comic to the video game. And I feel like most of us have kind of had those kinds of thoughts where we're just kind of wondering, like, you know, would anybody even miss me if I was gone? You know, especially if you're this type of person who's made this many mistakes, you've hurt so many people, you just kind of don't really have any agency or direction in life. Sometimes when you're lost, you just don't really know, or you just can't see the way you actually impact those around you. You know, somebody might be abrasive with you. You know, Kim, they have a rocky relationship. They have a history. They have a past. You know, and obviously they're still friends, but there's still a lot there. But, you know, it makes you wonder, is like, if you were really gone, would it change much? And at the end of the day, sometimes you just can't see how much you mean to people. And maybe sometimes they don't even realize it themselves until you're gone. Like that little moment we had with Steven where he's just like, I miss you, pal. You know, and then we have Knives, who was affected by this. And then, you know, Ramona, who just kind of came in, and, you know, even though she didn't know him for long, there's this effect that's beneath the surface that is very much so lingering there. And Envy Adams, despite anything, you know, she's famous. She's doing all these things, and she says she didn't care. But if she didn't care, why would she even show up here? It's these little things that just kind of where, no matter how insignificant you feel, there's a plethora of effects that you leave in your wake and your existence in this world, the little butterfly effects that kind of make waves in the world around you that maybe you don't see. And this is kind of a way to kind of explore that a little bit, because again, like I said, this novel itself and every other iteration up until this point has very much so been from Scott's perspective, and we're kind of taking a step back from that and making him be this thing that the world needs to get back. His friends need to appreciate and get back, and it's kind of adding a little bit of an extra contextual layer onto the story that we had before. But again, I could just be pulling this all out of my ass. So that's maybe what I'm thinking with this. And I saw a comment, it was like, oh, he's getting He-Man in his own show. And if we take the title literally, it's kind of there. You know, much like that show as well, the title itself was a dead giveaway. It was called Masters of the Universe. You know, it was not about He-Man in that moment as well. It was about the world. It was like, what if they lost the power? You know, what if he could no longer become He-Man? It made the world long and need him back in place. And that's why the next series is going to be completely different. So it's going to be a little bit more of, you know, a traditional run, because we've been through that. It's a united Eternia. And maybe that's what this is kind of building up to as well, a united Scott Pilgrim verse. Taking that agency and sharing it with everybody and making everybody kind of an equal player in this story, and show that it's not, you know, that Scott isn't the thing in which the world revolves around. So I'm excited to see that angle, if that's what they're exploring. And I don't know, this is just me right now and just reading the room at the moment. I've seen a lot of people love this. And, you know, I'm of the same mind in a lot of ways. I talk about it this last episode, but, you know, it's a lot of the same kind of discussion that I saw surrounding Final Fantasy VII Remake, while it was kind of advertised as a remake. But there was a tricksy little detail in that title in which it's not just a remake. It's got something else it's bringing to the story. It's actually a sequel to the original. But people were like, but I wanted a remake. I wanted just the story, as it were. And while I do still would have loved, there is a part of me that is like mildly disappointed that we're not getting an adaptation of the story that I know. And again, it could have been tweaked. It could have been shifted around, things reworked to make it flow within this new medium. Totally would have prepared for that. I didn't exactly need a carbon copy like I mentioned, but at the same time, I'm also extremely intrigued in this wholly new direction. It's caught me off guard. I don't know what to expect. Like, where there were some similarities in the last episode, you know, some things, like I said, you know, seemed like they just kind of moved some things around to kind of flesh out and give some focus to some other points, build out the narrative in a different way to kind of keep us on our toes for the uninitiated. And then the end of the episode, just hard pivot away from even doing that. And this episode, I mean, hell, this is not in the book at all. Like, none of it, because none of that happened. Scott didn't die. He beat Patel, but Patel beat him in this fight. I don't know what changed, what ripple or butterfly really fucked him over in this timeline, or maybe there's a different machination to this. Maybe the video game element comes into play. Maybe there, I don't know. There is a meta level of this series that exists. So I don't know. I have to watch more of the show to kind of figure out if what I'm thinking or wondering is even plausible. But it seems like something happened to shift this world. Maybe there's a greater plot to kind of, you know, reclaim or rewrite history. And Patel, man, like taking center stage. He was the first one out. He was the first one in, first one out. And this time around, he beat Scott. And that boosted his confidence. And dude, he's like whipping out powers he didn't have before as well. So like there's a whole lot of other stuff potentially going on. Or maybe it was all himself. Maybe he was only holding himself back. Maybe that win over Scott allowed him to unlock abilities he didn't know he had. And he's taken the League over himself. The League has turned against Gideon just right out of the gate. He was the final boss before. You had to get through everybody to get to him. Patel just fucking beat the shit out of it. It was a really good fight. The animation was solid. The choreo was great. The entire way that fight just kept moving from stage to location to the escalations to the way that everything unfolded was just so much fun. And again, the music is stellar in this. But the whole League backing away, everything Gideon had, who, again, he was the one that formulated this. He created the League of Evil Exes. He, in attempt for him, like all they would be doing at the end, and it seems like that this was never clearly explained to them, he was the one that was meant to get her in the end anyway. That was the plan. They were just kind of pawns for him to win her over, while they all were hoping that if they win, they would get the girl. And Matthew won and didn't get the girl, because guess what? That doesn't make a decision for her. None of this does. It's your own little foolish game that you're creating for yourself, which is very much so what happens when people face rejection, face loss. For someone that they didn't let go, when it was a choice that was taken out of their hands, some people just take it the wrong way and feel like, I could fix this. I could do this thing. If I do this thing, she'll take me back. If I do this, X, Y, Z, whatever, I'll get her back. And that's just not how the world works. And we're kind of deconstructing that a little bit. I'm very interested to see where this goes, because now Gideon is kind of down and out, and Patel is like, I'm the main character now. And he was like the bottom rung on the totem pole before. So this is kind of, I mean, honestly, it's just wild. And then she's dreaming of Scott now. It's the reverse of Scott. It's kind of that longing, that absence. Like, even though it's like there's this something deeper that did bond him to other people, for better, for worse, the way he impacted their lives. He's not perfect. He's made a shit ton of mistakes, especially with knives. Anyway, I did not expect this going into this. I'm excited to see what they do with this, and I can't wait to see what is happening in the subsequent episodes following this one, man. But guys, I would want to know what you thought. Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if not already. Remember, if you want to see the full length reaction, check that out over on Patreon, or if you're a member of the channel, get you access as well. And speaking of before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Manny Sherritt, Ryan Karen, Yorick Kurskon, Melita, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey Hale, Jake Cantrell, Eric Official, Amy Becca, Casey Wood, and Scythe. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.